It is the Riot Podcast. It's Friday, August 12th. Nikki's here. Isaiah showed up.
I did show up.
Why didn't you get the same year as I did?
I know. Isaiah showed up.
That's what did he not show up?
I did show up. I show up every day.
Yeah.
He did, but
I
think
don't say anything inaccurate.
When you say someone showed up, it almost has the feeling of like, oh yeah, they actually showed up, when they normally don't. But it is a pleasure to have you here again because you come every day.
As always.
Always so consistently getting here for work every day. It's a large task, but I get it done. I know. It feels like I should deserve an award for getting through another week of work here.
That's your paycheck.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess I'll take the paycheck.
Well, happy Friday to everybody.
Yeah, today during the show, we went over a flurry of things. One of them, we went over the Black Alien update, which sounds so weird to say when I lead into it, but I hope this is the last time we talk about this guy.
I was thinking that too, but I probably would have said that the last couple times we talked about him, and then somehow he always finds a way to top what he previously did and make it even more insane. So but after this recent thing that he did, which I won't spoil. I don't know what else there is to go.
Well, he's a French social media influencer with body modifications.
I think he's the anti-influencer.
So there is
people look at him and they're like, I'm never going to be like that.
I know. I always look and I'm like, wow, what sponsorship deals?
That's what I was thinking.
Right. Where are you getting the money for this?
Energy drinks and more body jewelry, but I could see it being harder. So he's got an update though.
The energy drinks will sponsor anybody.
That is true.
They will. We also talked about an adult baby store, which I didn't really understand.
You get it?
I don't understand.
So
I don't get it.
Some adults might want to wear diapers, not because of a medical thing, but because they want to feel like they want to act like babies.
Yeah.
So they'll have pacifiers. They'll want to sleep in a crib. It's a thing.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It's
very weird.
Kinda.
They wear baby clothes.
Yeah, I get there's times people say in their relationship when the boy or the girl is acting like a baby or whatever.
No.
But this is an actual
baby.
Actual baby. And you said this is in Noblesville, Indiana, right? Which I'm familiar with. Obviously, I lived in Indianapolis for a while. And but
is
everybody,
it a suburb or something?
Yeah, it's a suburb on a little bit farther out. But everybody that I've met from Noblesville has been very normal. I haven't met any adult babies yet in my day-to-day life.
That you know of.
Exactly. They could be wearing a diaper the whole time. I don't know. I never checked. But
you check. You're do you have a onesie on under your clothes?
What's going on there? It's just kind of your underwear lines look super odd today.
And then they're gonna be like, "Why are you looking at my underwear lines?"
Is that a
diaper?
I think we called pacifiers binkies and stuff.
Yeah.
So where's your binky at? I just it's uncomfortable to learn more about that.
Yeah.
But there you go.
And it's uncomfortable probably to wear diapers, I would imagine too.
But they seem to get over it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Unless medically you need something, then there's
that's okay. It's fine.
They make very discreet options for that.
No one should feel bad about that.
Yeah.
I feel like the adult babies want you to know that they're wearing a diaper, where if people that are just wearing it for medical reasons don't.
Well, to me, it's along the lines of a flasher or something. They want attention.
Yeah.
So,
or they had some kind of serious trauma going back.
And they now want attention from that. Yes.
No healthy way to cope with it.
Yeah, we also wrapped it up by talking about a little debate on if you should share your location with your significant other / family members, friends. And for me, on my, the app is called Find My Friends, where it has everybody's location. I probably have 15 people on there that have my locations and stuff from my friends and my family. And so for me,
what a burden.
They can find me.
But okay,
I can always be tracked.
Last question on this. We didn't ask. What happens if you're no longer their friend? Do you feel awkward? Because I have removed people from my Find My Friends.
You?
I have.
So petty.
Well, it's not petty. I just don't need them knowing where I'm at anymore.
At one point in time, you were important enough to know, but now times have changed.
Well,
you no longer get the privilege of knowing where I am.
If you're not seeing the person anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
You just remove them, or if they're just not a friend anymore, it's just they don't need to know. But that's a awkward step and a closure.
Well, you missed out on this last week, Nikki. We talked about with Isaiah the idea of whether it's necessary or advisable to always unfollow your ex on all socials or not. And Isaiah is very pro still following.
Oh, still following?
Yeah. Because I'm a positive guy. I don't think it always has to end in such sadness. So I think that you can sometimes make it work.
Unless the other person's the one ending it.
Yes. Just depends.
And you don't want to see what they're doing.
Yeah. I can't look at your stories anymore. Another thing too that's like really popular now. It's like on Snapchat. That's called like Snap Maps, and that's where like it's kind of like it's like a social media, obviously. So you have a ton of your friends on there, and you can like turn your location on, and you can see like everybody's location on there, but you can turn yours on or off. Not a lot of people have it on, but I always think it's like brave of someone for like, because on Snapchat you have like, I probably have like somewhere between like 300 people on Snapchat.
And they all
and they all can see where you're at if you turn it on. So if you have your Snap Maps on, you're a very brave person.
That's kind of just a helpful reminder that if you just post on socials a lot anyways, people probably know where you are because they can see where you are.
Whether that's good or bad.
Yeah, right. So just keep it in mind.
Well, enjoy the podcast today. Thank you guys for watching and listening. And make sure to text and say hi at 877 to Radio U. And we hope you have a wonderful weekend.
Catch you next time.
See you guys.
Don't say we didn't warn you. This is the worst of the riot.
Don't know if you guys saw last night, Nikki. Well, I know you didn't, and not just because I can tell by looking at you, but also because you just mentioned a moment ago.
No, I remember hearing about it last year. I think I would have liked to watch a clip or two of it.
Yeah, well, you can definitely find some clips. Last night was the Field of Dreams game in the MLB. Isaiah, did you get to watch any of it?
I did not even know it was happening.
Yeah, right?
What
So
happened?
the MLB clearly did a terrible job, per usual, of trying to get any promotion for their sport.
They totally failed because last year they actually did get a huge lead up to it. It was a big deal. I feel like we all knew it was coming, and it was a great game, and like it delivered on all of everything they wanted it to be. Yeah. Last night, I didn't even know until very shortly before. And I wonder if, in part, the reason why I didn't get a lot of promotion is because it was the Reds and Cubs, which neither of them are any good. I mean, it's like 2 months before the playoffs. Neither of them has any remote chance of being anywhere close to the playoffs. And so, neither are good teams. That kind of dampens the excitement a little bit. But I did tune in for a little bit of it, and it's still so cool
to see.
Yeah, it's just there's something so nostalgic. And here was the thing I noticed in watching is it's just a regular baseball game, right? It's just the Cubs and Reds. They're both, again, terrible teams, but it feels special. Like the game actually feels meaningful, even though there's no actual extra stakes attached to it. However, with all of that said, the theatrics they add into it was also very good. They had they opened the game with Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. Having a catch out on the field.
Aww.
Does that not warm your heart a little bit?
Well, if you don't know what Field of Dreams is, like it's this old movie that was probably the first time your dad made you watch a movie and you saw him cry. And you're like, Dad, why are you crying? What's going on? So it's some old film with Kevin Costner about baseball. And so is this the field where they filmed it?
Yeah, this is actually where they filmed it, I believe. They built
in Iowa.
Yeah, Dyersville, Iowa. They built a more official stadium that can actually house enough fans to make it worthwhile, but it still has the necessary corn stalks and everything out in the field and everything. And so Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr., they, a father-son moment. They have a catch, then a bunch of other kids, and I guess, I don't know if they're dads or whatever, but a bunch of other kids are out there on the field having catches. It warms your heart, doesn't it?
It's supposed to make you sad if your dad never threw the ball with you.
Yeah, that will make you sad.
Way to rub it in.
Well,
I never got to have a couch with my dad.
I'm just telling you how, a lot of dads were with that.
Yeah, well, maybe if that wasn't enough to warm your heart, what if Harry Carey, the late Harry Carey, the former famous Cubs announcer, he sang the Take Me Out to the Ball game in the 7th inning stretch. But it wasn't actually him, of course, because he's long since passed. But they had like a hologram of Harry Carey, which I think that's kind of cool. Wouldn't it have been cooler if they just got Will Ferrell to come and do it?
Someone else
That'd been way cooler.
It would have been a lot better, I think. They also attributed Ray Liotta, who earlier this year passed away, but he was in the movie. So I mean, it was a cool event for sure.
It's just weird they didn't promote it like they did the year before.
Yeah, I mean, they did a lot of cool stuff during the game, but yet again, it seems like baseball is missing that they're trying to get a younger audience, and every single thing they did, it seems like they were trying to target an older audience, which they already have. So, MLB, if you guys want to get some viewers, you can just call me whenever you want.
They're targeting the wrong audience so much that they didn't even tell us.
Yeah, they didn't even know what's happening.
You know what they need is younger people to pass away so they can tribute them.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
No.
I doubt the whole death thing is really like their vibe of what they should be going for anyway. Like, if you're trying to target younger people to watch baseball, I don't think death should be like prioritized or like nostalgic moments.
No, you watch baseball, then you die. That's what they're trying to tell you.
Hudson, surely there's another way.
There must be another way.
Maybe a few tweets or, an Instagram post or stories.
A commercial, something like that.
I mean, at least the NFL did like the Nickelodeon playoff game and stuff.
Right.
It looks like everything that the MLB is doing is just trying to target people over the age of 40 years old.
You know what they need? They need some young interns.
I think so.
They need some slime in here. Yeah. It is the Riot.
It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
It is the Riot on Radio U, 8772 Radio U, Radio U Riot on Facebook and YouTube. That is where you can find not just our Worst of the Riot video podcast every weekday, but also our food fights, where yesterday we tried the new pumpkin spice donuts from Krispy Kreme. It is pumpkin spice season already.
Yes, and then earlier this week we tried some stuff from Buc-ee's, which if you're not familiar with, you can learn more and then catch up on our interviews as well at Radio U Riot on Facebook and YouTube.
And coming soon, Nikki ordered mustard and ketchup Doritos.
I did.
So we're planning on having those whenever they come in the mail.
And next week we should try the Wendy's French Toast Sticks.
Oh, that's right.
And JD's coming in next week for a chance to catch up with them for their album release.
Nice. We've got it all planned out here, which is that's rare sometimes.
Hey, don't tell everybody that. I mean, they could just think that we have it planned out all the time.
Sometimes we're flying by the seat of our pants. Sometimes we've got food fights and interviews scheduled, and so we have to stick to the schedule, stick to the script. So I've got some news regarding the Flash that may shock you.
Yeah.
Get it? Flash,
yes, I got
lightning,
it. I
shock.
did get it.
It turns out that Warner Brothers, you don't have like a drink in your mouth or anything, do you?
I don't.
You might spit it out.
No, and I'm sitting down.
Warner Brothers is legitimately considering canceling the Flash due to Ezra Miller's behavior.
They need to. Like, it's hard. So what's hard, I think, for the movie company is the Flash, based on like their earlier screenings, is supposed to be amazing.
It's supposed to be good.
So this new Flash movie is supposed to be good. Ezra Miller is not.
No.
So he continually has very difficult, wrong, awful, terrible things that he is doing. And so if this was for some reason like anybody else or any other movie, I think because it screens so well, they're having the harder time with it.
Right.
This should not be a movie with him that they're putting out.
It is tough because we mentioned, I guess it was earlier this week, they've canceled the Batgirl movie, and there's no controversy. There's no, actors in that movie that we know of, anyways, that are, making headlines for all of their bad behavior. They just didn't think that was good enough. But with The Flash, apparently it is so good that they're really fighting. I guess here's what should shock you. They see, like the way Warner Brothers sees this, there's three ways it can play out. There's three ways this can go. The easy way, the hard way, the semi-medium hard way. And two out of the three ways.
Is this Goldilocks with porridge? What is it?
Two out of the three ways involve them still releasing the movie. So the odds seem to be in the favor of them still releasing it. So the first way is, and there's no way this is going to happen, that Ezra Miller would seek professional help before conducting an interview to explain the behavior, and then that would be followed by Ezra Miller being not very involved in press,
Quiet
because
you're,
the star of the movie should be out in any normal circumstance would be out promoting the movie, but since it's Ezra Miller, maybe not, even if Ezra Miller were to kind of go through some steps to show that they were serious about getting some help. Then here's the second scenario. Basically nothing happens. Things don't get worse, but things don't get better. Ezra Miller doesn't get into any more trouble. Hopefully people forget about it. Ezra Miller's not involved in the press for The Flash.
And they still release it.
And then thirdly, of course, is it seems only if things get worse with Ezra Miller will Warner Brothers decide, I guess we're not going to release it after all.
How could it get worse?
What do you mean, how could it get worse? It seems that it's very clear that the odds are in the favor of it getting worse, with Ezra Miller probably getting... You just can't stop getting into trouble places. So.
Well, I think the other issue is they have spent $200 million on The Flash, and it's supposed to come out next summer. Mm-hmm. So they do kind of, you feel like they are hoping that we all forget, and then they can come out with it next summer. It's just hard because they'll cancel other people for things. Yeah. But then you're like, well, wait, what about this? And it shows like money is still the big objective here.
Would it be too cynical of me for this to be... I don't necessarily know it would be what I would do, but if I was Warner Brothers and I was so committed to this movie is great, we got to get it out there. What about this? Mm-hmm. What if you simply move up the release date to
just call it?
Yeah, like the earlier you put it up, the less time there is for Ezra Miller to make things worse.
That's true.
And then you just get it out there, and then if Ezra Miller does something terrible after, it's like, well, the movie's already out. We already made the money.
Well, it also is hard because there's so many other probably, I'm sure, wonderful people who are involved with the movie.
There has to be.
So that makes it tough.
Yeah, a lot of people, well, they probably already got paid, though. Well, most of them.
Okay, it's not for them. Maybe it's not all about money.
Maybe it's not all about money. Sure. There's some people out there. It's not all about the money. That's
I guess we'll see what happens. The Flash is currently supposed to be in theaters. Let's see, June 23rd of next year.
What do you put the odds? You think it's going to be? Make a prediction.
I think they'll stick with that, and they are just going to work on the Ezra Miller guy and try to hide him for a while.
Yeah, that's. I don't think it's happening.
Okay.
I would love to be optimistic in some way, or I think if it does come out, there's no way it makes the money they're hoping. I think that's probably the most likely scenario.
Could be.
They release it anyways, and nobody likes it.
This is The Riot. Radio U.
Case Keenum. You heard of him?
Case Keenum?
Yeah.
I have not.
He used to host the Top 40 Countdown.
Oh, Casey Kasem.
No, yeah, that's a different
you're just joking.
Case Keenum. That was a joke for the old folks.
That's like a radio
Case
joke right there.
He was the voice of Scooby-Doo.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that
No, not
either.
Scooby-Doo. Shaggy.
Oh, Shaggy.
He was the voice of Shaggy. Yeah.
You're so funny.
Case Keenum is the backup quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. You going to put him on your fantasy team when we do the draft?
Don't pressure me about my fantasy team, man, guys. I don't know why. I'm signed up and I don't know what I'm doing.
Wouldn't it be great if we talked Nikki into drafting Case Keenum? And then
we can't abuse Nikki. If we're gonna put a punishment for last place, we can't take advantage of her.
You can't trick me. I've never done a fantasy draft, and they just were like, "Hey, do you want to pick some stuff?" And I thought it was a one-time only picking a team or whatever, and it's not. I got to pick players. I don't know anything about it.
I'll manage your team for you after the draft.
I'm sure Eric can help you. I'm sure it'll be grand.
I don't think he's ever done a draft as well.
All right. Well, anyways,
We'll figure it out together.
To the matter at hand.
I'll pick who sounds nice.
Yeah.
Case Keenum. He sounds real nice.
Actually, I probably would have picked him.
He's got a great radio voice. So he is the backup quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. He pulled a little stunt at Bills training camp earlier this week, where one of the big things for football training camp, where it's still open to the public, is getting autographs.
Oh, fun.
It's a time where you can get up close to the players, and most of them will sign autographs for you. I did that as a kid. It's a pretty cool thing. And so Case Keenum, because he's the backup, he's new on the team. This is his first year with Buffalo. He went and pretended to be a fan and started getting players' autographs from the team. And of course, some of the guys did not recognize him. There's a lot of guys on a football team.
He was wearing like a bucket hat and stuff, and kind of like he was like doing a different voice. It was actually really. If you haven't seen the video, you should watch it. It's real funny.
So it is a funny video, and I mean, it's a good stunt.
He?
He's an older guy in the league. He's like mid-30s, mid-30s, yeah.
He looks like a coach.
Yeah, he's definitely an older guy in the league.
So I guess he is easily disguisable as somebody who would just be probably too old to be getting autographs from professional football players. But that's actually what I wanted to ask about. Are you guys do you see if you see somebody famous, you try to get autographs? You try to get a picture? What do you do? What's your role?
I think for Instagram, it'd be worth trying to get a picture, but probably not an autograph.
What about you?
See, it depends on the area in which I am. You know, if I'm like at like training camp and I'm there like for the Browns, like I'll definitely try to get like an autograph with some of my favorite players. But like I'm not at the point now where it's just like anybody, because like I went to like the Browns training camp a lot, like over the past couple of years and stuff. And before I was like, if I can get any player's autograph, then like that's a win. But for me now, if I went, there'd be like a couple players that like I want an autograph from. They're some of my favorites, but that would be like it. More of like, I got some like pictures and stuff. I would prefer a photo for sure over like just getting their signature.
Would you bring your autograph book?
Yes, I'm like, please, every single one of you, please.
Like when you were a kid and you were going to Disney?
Yes, my autograph book. But yeah, I would definitely lean photograph for sure.
I think picture is the best way to go. I probably don't care at this point about getting an autograph from
Well, I guess I
somebody.
assume anybody getting an autograph is just doing it to resell it.
Yeah.
As like,
Yeah.
You know,
And it's just not-
memorabilia.
Like
think
if you just get some random thing signed, like if you get a picture with somebody that's pretty famous, that's something cool you can show around to people. But if you show them like, hey, look, this is where Joe Rogan or something signed my whatever it is, this napkin. Is that really that cool?
Well, I wouldn't take a napkin. If I got like a Nick Chubb jersey signed by Nick Chubb, I would like frame it and put it
Yeah.
like in my basement where like once I get like a house and stuff. Maybe my man cave.
Well,
That's what I'm imagining
I
in
don't
my
know. I
mind.
know in this instance, like we're talking about training camp, but I'm picturing more just randomly, and you're just
Oh,
not gonna
yeah.
not gonna be prepared. But okay, what about this? So going on the idea that you you see a celebrity out eating somewhere, or whatever. You try to talk to them,
Yeah.
or do you just take a picture and ask them for a picture, see what happens, and then get out of there? A lot of them say no for pictures.
And if you don't want to, you just take a picture from wherever you're at and put them in the
right.
background. Or bring over the napkin.
Yeah, that's right.
Bring
That's
over
a
the napkin,
consolation
please.
prize. Consolation prize. And then you accidentally use the napkin to wipe your coffee up your face or whatever.
Well, it's worth even more.
Yeah. Would you try to talk to him or no?
No, I'd probably be too shy.
What about
I don't
you?
think I would either. It just seems like such a bothersome thing. Like they don't want like. I know that like you love them and stuff, and you're a huge fan, just like everybody else is. But they realistically do not want to talk to you. They just want to like get their bagel or wherever they're at. They don't want to speak to you.
Is that your experience as being a celebrity? You don't want to talk to people?
Yeah, I don't want to talk to anybody. So if you see me getting a bagel,
He just wants to
I
eat.
just want to get a bagel.
Sounds like something has happened to you recently.
No, nothing's happened to me. I just know that people like in my day-to-day life, I don't even want to talk to people, let alone like celebrities and stuff. They're constantly being approached. I barely even want to talk to my friends, let alone you guys.
Let's try not to get hurt.
I think if you go up and compliment him, though,
Just
like,
get
that's
I think
fine.
if
say
you're
a
nice.
bagel. It's fine.
I wake up every morning, I've talked to Hudson and Nikki. I can barely even get through that.
And he never compliments us, and that's the
No.
problem.
You want to sign something? No.
Hudson, Nikki, The Riot on Radio U.
I've got a black alien update. We've talked about the black alien a couple times before.
Is that the movie with The Rock?
The Rock, Dwayne
Yes.
The Rock Johnson. That's
Why
Black
didn't I know
Adam.
that?
Yeah.
okay.
You were close.
Oh,
I
very
didn't even make the
close.
connection.
Oh, maybe
No.
it is Black Alien.
We're
then.
talking about the black alien.
Not Black Adam.
the
Gotcha.
Instagram guy who we talked about him a while ago because he got 2 fingers removed. And that's just the tip
The
of the
tip of it?
iceberg of the tip of the finger of all the things that he's gotten modified on his body. He calls himself a black alien, and his whole thing is body modification, supposedly to look like an alien, but at this point, I don't even know. And so we recently also talked about him saying how he's having a hard time finding a job because people just look at him, they see a black alien, and they don't want anything to do with him at their business.
The hardest thing when I look at him for body modification is it looks like he took the tip of his nose off.
Yeah, I
and
hate
so
that one.
the nose is really the one you don't want to stare. But it's like, wow, where's
No,
your...
he wants you to stare.
He did, but when he's wanting a job, he did not.
He's gotten the tip of his nose taken off. Like I said, the fingers are gone. He got his top lip removed, his ears removed, and then basically tattooed from head to toe. But now this may be the most extreme thing he's done yet. His newest body modification is that he has gotten how would you even describe it? Flesh carved out of the side of his head so that it now says
Isaiah.
alien.
Oh, do you need to hold hands?
I hate this.
I know.
I hate this story. I
It's
think this is
very upsetting.
You know, this is the kind of thing that, like, I know that he's, like, popular and whatnot or whatever. I don't even know if he's popular or not, whatever. He's a story. This is a story that I wouldn't even consider covering because I find it so dumb.
Because it
It
just
is.
upsets you?
It's because this is like, it's like what he wants is an attention grab. Obviously, like, people to talk about it because he's being so crazy with all these things he's doing. Kind of stories I avoid because I just can't handle it. I can't do it. It's like scary.
You don't want to feed the alien.
I don't want to feed into whatever his thing is and encourage it. This
Well, he
is
has
not.
to make his mind up. Like, if you're upset people won't respect you to get a job or what job you think you should get, but then you go and you keep changing your appearance to get attention. When even negative attention is attention.
That's right, and that's an excellent point that plays right off of Isaiah's thing. Where I think even the saying that I can't get a job, but what was me? Everybody judges me how I look. That's also to get attention. He really wants attention. And now talking about this recent thing he did where he got flesh carved out of the side of his head to say alien. I think this is the worst one yet. Not because it looks so gruesome, but because what kind of alien would have flesh carved out of the side of their head to say
don't know.
alien?
It's not even accurate for what he's
Right.
going for.
I'm so tired of this guy talking like he's trying to be an alien when this is obviously not what an alien would do whatsoever.
So that's a pass.
This is
No body
all
modifications, guys? Is that
wrong.
you're not doing this? This
No.
doesn't make you want to change your look?
This makes me nothing could make me want to get any kind of body modification tattoo less than this guy. And he says, did you see that he says he's now 45% done.
Oh, what else is
He's
there?
still got 55% to go.
done? What more could you do? We're not even halfway there yet
Well,
with
he's
him?
still got a lot of body parts that he could cut off.
He's still loading, man. He's on the come up. It's coming soon. He's going to be an alien before we know it.
Oh, that's the type of person. It kind of reminds me of like when someone gets a lot of plastic surgery and you just need a doctor to be like, "Hey, we're done for now."
Yeah.
And why do you just look
Well,
at something later?
Something tells me that a lot of doctors along the way have said no.
Oh, he doesn't care?
Eventually finds one that is it a doctor, says yes, and then he's all of a sudden he's
Man, I
missing
can't wait
pieces
to-
of his head.
I can't wait to see this guy age. I mean, when he's 50, 60, 70 years old, all these things he's doing right now are going to look wild.
The skin is drooping. It doesn't say alien it anymore. It says
It's melted.
yeah.
So the guy, as he continues to body mod his body out, don't read the comments; they're quite mean. Instagram
You mean what we
posts-
all just said?
No, even worse. But I will
can
say,
imagine.
one comment was, I think, pretty spot on. It just seems like he's pretty much addicted to getting stuff done.
Yeah,
So.
somebody's got to stop him. I just don't know how. Who knows? It's sad. It's not easy being an alien.
Well, once he doesn't have a job anymore, at some point he'll run out of money to pay for these
A
things, I
social
think.
media job?
Yeah.
The Riot with Hudson and Nikki on Radio U.
We are coming to nearing the end of Isaiah's Home Alone experience.
You are without a roommate for 1 week
Living
and the
solo.
weekends.
And the weekend. So, yeah, I have to get through a weekend, which I was a little bit in the beginning of the week, like, what the heck am I going to do this weekend? But I've got tons of friends I can hang out with.
Yeah,
So
that stuff has
not,
popped up,
The
huh?
weeknights are definitely going to be worse. So
Well,
I've gotten through the hardest part.
I was worried about you until, I feel like you are still hanging out with people, so you're fine. But now I'm worried about your food.
I know. I've been eating terribly this week. Every single night I've been eating out. I had McDonald's the past consecutive nights because usually Andrew and I would make dinner together. But if it's just me,
Why
I don't want to
bother?
make it myself. I'll just go down the street and get McDonald's, which I have done the past 2 nights.
So is that one of the things that you've just found, like if you
Is going away.
If you were living solo, that where you could just let yourself go, where you can just eat out all the time.
Oh, I would eat out
You don't
for
feel
dinner
the
like
judgment?
every night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because usually we'd go to Kroger together too, and we would like get all of our groceries together and kind of plan out things that we're gonna make. But I haven't done that, obviously.
Had your roommate Andrew been like not exactly dieting, but being health conscious with his food as well this whole time, or no? Is that just a
Oh,
you
he's
thing?
even more than me.
Ah,
So he's a great
that
influence on me.
Explains a lot. Well, do you want to tell? I know all about it, but you want to tell Nikki and everybody else about like the way your food habits are changing going into the winter?
I am thickening up for the winter. I'm going to be bulking up
Oh, you
heading
are?
into the winter time. Yeah, I'm going to try to gain as much weight as I possibly can.
Now, wait, are we talking like McDonald's weight, or are you trying to like bulk up with protein?
I'm trying to bulk up with protein, but I'm also going to just like kind of let my diet be a little bit more flexible because I do have like a high metabolism as is. I'm a skinny guy, and so I can kind of get away with eating a little bit greasier food. But like over the summertime, I have eaten like really, really well. And so now I'm hitting that point where I need to bulk up for the winter.
You want your winter weight.
Yeah, exactly. So that I can cut it back down for next summer and look better is the plan.
So he said to me yesterday, it's like normally he would get Panda Express and he'd get one meal and eat it across 3 meals.
Do not tell me.
And I'm going to eat it all in
Now
one
he's gonna eat it all
now.
Oh
in
my
one.
gosh, people hate to hear people like you.
I know.
Okay?
So
Don't
I'm
even tell
excited.
people.
I'm so excited for the fall to winter time because then I can really start
You're
eating
the
a lot
worst.
of food.
You're like, I think I'll eat my whole meal.
No,
I can't
this is
wait.
the worst. Yesterday he said, yeah, I think I can cap. I'm not going to say what weight, but he's like, yeah, I think I'll cap out at about whatever weight it was. And I just can't get higher than that weight, no matter how much I eat. And
Well,
I
you're
was like,
dieting.
Shut up. Would you just shut
I know,
up?
that was
That was a
bad.
low blow. His I cap out at this weight is lower than my current weight.
Well,
so.
work hard at it.
And
then.
I think
I know.
I still have a ways to go up if I wanted to. So, yeah, you rub it in.
I'm not rubbing it in. I'm just prepping you guys for the wintertime. When you see my face thicken up, it's okay.
Okay.
Once
but
I
you're
start
not
getting,
like,
once I get start getting a little bit thicker, that's a good thing. Not
and then
a
we
bad
have
thing.
to next summer expect you to get back down.
Yeah, I'm gonna slim it back down, which that's
Okay.
like for me is the easier part. I was telling Hudson, the slimming down is easy for me. The gaining is the hard part.
Boy, you are just the
I
worst.
know, I
All
know.
right, well,
One day you're
enjoy
gonna
your McDonald's
Yeah.
again.
I know, I can't wait.
One day he's gonna balloon up during the winter and then
And
not
never-
be able to get back down.
Never cut it back down.
I hope that's this time.
I'm just like, I hope it's now,
right.
right now for you.
Wait, this is fun. It's really seems like it's a hard week for you,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It has been a tough week.
Suffering, living at home alone, eating McDonald's.
And eating the whole meals.
Man, must be tough.
The Riot. Radio U.
Saw an interesting question come up, something that I have not really contemplated. And actually, I'll be quite frank with you, not something that has come up in my relationship, but any relationship I've had. But, nowadays, it's pretty easy to share your location with people that you trust.
Yeah.
Like to constantly have them able to just open up an app and say, oh, I wonder what you're up to right now. And they'll be
Sure.
able to see. You think that's a good idea in relationships, like dating, marriage? Think that's smart?
To share the relationship or to share,
share your location.
to share
I
your
think that's
location?
important. Sharing the relationship.
Yeah, right. Something both of you should be in on.
I don't know, Isaiah. What do you think?
I don't think it's like an important or not important thing, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I think you probably should do it. I have my location shared with a lot of people. I have it.
All your friends?
Like my friends have my location, my family. I have like all like their like location stuff because I feel like if I have their location, I feel a little bit safer. Like people know where I'm at. Not that I'm afraid I'm gonna get taken or something. But at the end of the
Well,
day,
who could take you?
if somebody needed to find me, you can always find me. And I think it's important too, like actually in a relationship, like if you like don't feel that you can like trust your partner or whatever, if you don't feel comfortable sharing your location, then that's probably not a relationship you should be in anyway.
Sure.
And I think too, like if you're not I think you should share your location with like all of the people you're really close with, like your family and your friends. Because if you're afraid like they're gonna see you somewhere you're not supposed to be, you probably shouldn't be there anyway.
It'll hold you accountable.
Yeah, a little more accountable. You're like, well, I probably shouldn't go there because if someone looks at my location and sees that I'm there, it's going to be a bad look for me.
I also really like it because, when you have certain friends who lie about where they're actually
it's
at
the
in their
best.
time,
You could call them out.
and maybe that's even you, then they know, hey, someone hasn't actually left.
Yeah, exactly. That's the greatest. I'm on my way. I swear I'm on my way. I'm like, well, it doesn't look like you've left your house yet,
So
oddly enough.
you're not waiting on them.
I mean, like I said, it's never come up. Me and my wife don't have our location shared. It's never been a thing. And so,
Dangerous. Can we even trust Hudson?
but
Goodness.
if she asked, I would definitely do it. But I
Likely
also,
story.
I do have a hard time picturing the conversation that leads to that. That isn't something bad happening leading up to it. You know,
true,
like
yeah.
how do you? I guess it's one thing with friends or whatever. Like, hey, just share your location. Then I'll know when you. And I guess that would probably have to be what it'd be like with your, significant other too. Because if they just bring it up out of the blue, like, hey, You think you'd share your location
Well,
with
I think
me?
with you, too much time has passed.
Yeah,
Meaning,
that's
like-
right. It would be out of the blue.
It
after
would be
so many
weird
years.
now, yeah.
And you're supposed to share it with like your mom or like you have to have a few people share it so that if something happens to you, they got to be able to find your phone.
I get, yeah.
Like,
Maybe
they
your location
they
share
can't
with
find
anyone?
you, but they can find your phone.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
important.
I'll be with my phone.
Yeah.
So they need to find me.
See,
Do you have a share with anybody?
no.
No one can find
Never,
you.
I
A
guess
red flag.
like you
I
and
don't trust you.
you and Eric, you share your locations, right?
We do, yeah.
Because sometimes you've caught him at fast food restaurants when he wasn't supposed to be there.
You're like, you said you'd give me something, and
Right.
you came back with nothing.
Because I've been like, where are you? And you're just like, why are you at McDonald's again?
And you
So
didn't even ask me if I wanted anything.
I guess I was aware that you could do that, but like it's never even been a thing on my, oddly enough,
Well, you don't have-
on my radar that it was
Yeah.
something that would be a necessary thing to do.
Well, on
I guess me and
iPhones-
the people I live with and interact with are just so full of trust for each other. You know, we have really healthy relationships. That it
Yeah,
doesn't really
so-
come down
so
to it's never come
healthy.
to this. Yeah.
Well, if something happens, we can't find you. We
Yeah.
tried our best.
Yep, we
but-
tried to convince you to share it with us, and you wouldn't do it.
Just check Popeyes. I'll probably be there.
I know it's like you want to see where I'm at. Okay, I'm at home again or work. There's the two places.
Yeah, or getting fast food.
No, that's Eric.
Thanks for watching the worst of the riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more riot.